Android tablets mean business when it comes to market competition, especially with the introduction of the Nexus 7 tablet that brings incredible performance, portability, and a sweet price point of $250. So let's put it to the test and see if the new Jelly Bean is worth it. Well, so this is a 7-inch tablet, comes with the name, has a 16:10 aspect ratio and an HD resolution of 1280x800. So not bad for such a small display, and really good news for pixel density. Everything is crisp and clear, especially the text and the graphics. You really do appreciate such high resolutions while spending some time with Angry Birds and some compatible HD gaming. Also reading books was enjoyable. Just a really awesome display that fits in this nice compact package. And the device is fairly small, but it fits in the hands comfortably, and we have this rubbery surface at the back which really helps to grip the device while in use. Even if you have sweaty hands, you still manage to hold it properly without worrying of dropping it. And the Nexus 7 has great heat dissipation. You don't notice any heat coming from the back unless you're running multiple games, some music, maybe HD videos. You will notice the heat, but it's not irritating. The Nexus 7 has only two physical buttons, the power and the volume, which are not exactly in their natural spot. I feel to be more comfortable having those buttons somehow incorporated into the silver bezel instead of the angled sides. However, they do provide great feedback when pressing them and are hidden away from accidental pressing. At the bottom of the device we have the micro USB port for charging the device and connection to your computer, and the 3.5mm headphone jack. The speakers that come with the Nexus are located at the bottom. It's a one long strip, and they sound acceptable for such a small device. Pretty good for basic audio playback. The Nexus also features the Android Beam, which allows data exchange between two Android devices. We also have a built-in GPS, a gyroscope, accelerometer, and a magnometer. We also have two microphones, one on the top and one at the bottom, basically to accommodate for different holding positions in portrait or landscape mode. The Nexus also has the 4-pin connection on the side for docking the device. And lastly, we have the 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, really good for Google Hangouts and just really video chatting. Unfortunately, no camera at the back of the device, but I'm sure they'll be added on later. However, the one gripe I have about the screen is the glare and the reflection of the display, especially if used outside. You have to bump up the brightness all the way to the max, but still the darker areas of the display would be hard to see. And the Nexus comes fully packed with goodies from Google. You have your Google+, Chrome, YouTube, and a really awesome portal for all your entertainment is Google Play, where you can download apps, movies, books, and games. And to top it off, the Nexus 7 comes with a $25 Google Play Store credit, an excellent incentive to encourage further spending. Now, I did enjoy using Google Chrome just because it felt like I'm using a desktop on the actual tablet, and that's because you can easily switch tabs, you can move them around, and an overall great browser experience. So the Nexus 7 comes with the Jelly Bean, which is the latest 4.1 Android, and it really shows off its abilities with the internal hardware. The tablet houses the NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core processor clocked at 1.2, plus 1 GB of RAM are what drives that smooth performance all around. For example, opening apps, closing apps, switching pages, and getting into the main desktop, the performance really shines with the Tegra 3. And also thanks to Project Butter, which was aimed at refining the responsiveness of the Android, it is one of the best things about the Nexus. No more visible lag when switching into the app screen, and the Android seems blazing fast, which really sets the stage for the future of affordable tablets. And due to the responsiveness of the tablet, this really provides a friendly and excellent user experience that Asus was aiming for. And just to demonstrate its ability to function under pressure, I have opened every single app I have downloaded, so YouTube, some browser pages, and the Nexus doesn't break a sweat and handles everything you throw at it with ease. Another great thing about the Nexus is Google Now. It's on a similar line with Siri, really intuitive and smart at the same time. It has great voice recognition, even in multiple languages. Let's check it out. What is the weather in Toronto?
It's 66 degrees and clear in Toronto.
Find me the nearest restaurant. You can actually go inside the map, and this is really cool, where it allows you to view the map, the Google Maps in 3D mode. and I can go into 3D mode for my convenience. Convert 1 meter into inches.
1 meter is 39.37 inches.
Now in terms of languages, Nexus 7 recognizes multiple language for voice recognition. All you have to go into settings, into your language and voice search, and you can just change your language to whatever is included. Let's try the Russian, and let's try and check out the weather in Toronto. Прогноз погоды в Торонто. There we go. We are getting the weather network in Russian for Toronto. The notification bar has been added. It's pulled up from the top, and you can change the updating interval, which is really convenient. But not only does it give you notifications on your email and Facebook, for example, but it also gives you updates for all your applications. So this is a really great way to keep track of all that's on your Nexus. We have Wi-Fi plus Bluetooth only, no cellular connection, so it does limit the useful functions of Google Now while you are on the go, but let's be honest, the price point wouldn't be where it is if the Nexus 7 was also a phone. And Wi-Fi connection has remained strong and stable throughout our testing, so no issues in that department. Personalizing the experience with the Nexus is also made easy by creating different pages with apps and widgets. You can move them around, for example, having pages for just your games, for your TV shows, or your movies, and things like that. And the keyboard on the Nexus 7 is really nice. We have good sized buttons with visual and sound feedback when you press them. Unfortunately, there's no tab button, which I would like to see. Just save some time when you're typing in the login and password.
However, you may find yourself exiting into the home screen while typing. That's because the home button is located right underneath the spacebar, and unfortunately there's no way to lock it or move the home button. Now strangely, the Jelly Bean only stays in portrait mode and doesn't allow the rotation while on the main screen. But this isn't really an issue as the landscape mode is enabled with supporting applications. The battery life on the tablet is actually pretty good. A 4325 mAh battery is plenty for a full day of heavy use with constant connection and gaming, for example, and we have a lot longer battery life just with casual use. So overall, the Nexus 7 is an excellent tablet that rings in at $200 for the 8GB version. Finally, we have an affordable and performance-packed device that utilizes its small form factor to be a portable entertainment center. I personally find the size just right. It's small enough to fit into a pocket and definitely more enjoyable to use than the smaller touch devices. And the app count for the Android is enormous, so there is plenty to choose from when it comes to exploring the Google Play. The Nexus 7 really has hyped up the market for budget tablets that opens doors for future innovation and competition. And let's face it, it's never bad for consumers. The only critique I can mention for the $200 tablet is poor button placement that doesn't feel natural. And of course, we miss the cellular options for such portable device, but that would mean jacking up the cost and in the end, a higher consumer price. So to conclude, the Nexus 7 Google tablet deserves the damn good and the damn good value award for delivering an enjoyable user experience without breaking the bank. And that's it for this one. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next one.